Hey guys, it's LeBurn98 here, and this is my Nintendo E3 impressions video. But before I get into that, I just want to give you guys a warning. I recorded this gameplay footage while watching the Stanley Cup Finals, and so don't expect it to be all that great of gameplay. Although I would say I watched it quickly, not too bad. But anyway, on to the Nintendo press conference. As a whole, I thought it was not too bad at all. Obviously, they released the new console, which, to be quite frank with you, the name sucks. They call it the Wii U, in case you're living under a rock. Which, I mean, I guess they're trying to stick with the whole Wii branding because it's made them a boatload of money, but why you? I mean, there's so many things you could have called it. You could have simply called it the Wii 2, Wii HD. You know, I mean, I just don't get that, but it's Nintendo. I mean, I don't expect Nintendo to make sense. As long as they keep making games like this, Mario Galaxy, and although I'm not a big fan of it, Zelda and so on, I could care less what they call it. But I thought it was kind of a strange choice for a name. So anyway, as far as the games are concerned, well, as far as the Wii, I mean, the Wii's basically finished because the new console's supposed to come out next year. So I don't really expect much in the way of exclusives coming out for the Wii. However, they did announce a few of them. One is the Kirby Wii, which is going more back to the old style of Kirby games. I'm sure it's gonna be easier than most of the other 2D games because it's very similar in style to new Super Mario Bros. Wii and Donkey Kong Country Returns. But again, I'm sure it's gonna be easier because let's face it, I think it's more for a younger crowd. But the kid in me still likes to play those type of games just to bring back the memories of the old NES and Super NES and so forth. So that's one game that I saw, and another one was Mario Party 9. I know a few people who are excited for that title. I don't mind it. It's fun with friends, but it's not really a game I was dying to have. But it's coming, and I'm sure it'll be a fun game to play regardless. And then, of course, you have Zelda Skyward Sword. I'm not a huge Zelda fan, but I know a ton of people are looking forward to this game. And, I mean, well, there you go. You got a new Zelda game. And I think there's a few other ones. I can't remember. It looked interesting. It looked like another Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Party. Can't remember what it was called. I'll look that up for you in a second. Well, I looked up that game, and it's called Fortune Street, which is basically a mix between Mario Party and Monopoly. And it's another one. Obviously, it's another one of those party type games, but it features Mario characters, and it's co-developed by Nintendo and Square Enix. Apparently, it was very popular in Japan. This series of games. So, I'm not a huge party gamer fan, but it's nice to have a few of those type of games around when you have friends over and a big group of friends. When you're too drunk to play something like a Call of Duty or heaven forbid, even like Rock Band, you can always play something like that. Although I guess you probably could injure yourself with the Wiimote. That's something to consider, I guess. But definitely looked like a cool little mini, like a party type game. That I actually heard a few people comment about. So basically, like I said, Zelda Skyward Sword, which I'll probably will get at some point. Even though I'm not a huge Zelda fan, I always seem to get those games at some point. I'm definitely gonna get the Kirby Wii, and then I might get that fortunate streak. But as far as the Wii is concerned, that's all that was really announced. Now, when it comes to the Wii, I was gonna say Wii 2. I mean, that's what you should have called it. But the Wii U, they actually announced that they have a lot of third-party support from big people like EA and Ubisoft. So you'll see, and THQ is another one, and you'll see a lot of games like Batman, Arkham City, Darksiders 2. Although they didn't say outright, it looks like there could be a possibility of Battlefield 3 even coming on the system. So it's nice to see Nintendo at least get a chance to see good third-party support. Now, of course, it's always up to the Nintendo gamers to buy these games, because at the end of the day, it's a business, and if they don't sell their, if people like EA and THQ and so on, if they don't sell their games, they're not going to bother supporting the system. It's really that simple. So I mean, it was a big announcement for Nintendo, but I'm definitely gonna play a wait and see for that, because let's face it, Nintendo had third-party support, especially in the Super Nintendo days, and then when it came to N64, a lot of them kind of left them. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. And then with the press conference, as I said in my Sony press conference impressions video, I'm not a big handheld gamer fan, and the 3DS, the Game Boy type stuff is not really gonna appeal to me either. But the 3DS is kind of cool. I mean, I've seen it, and the 3D effect works and works pretty well. But again, it's a handheld. I don't really enjoy holding a little thing like that while trying to play something like Mario Brothers, or in the case of the the PlayStation Vita, like a game like Uncharted. I would rather have them use those resources to make another quality PS3 title, but or in the case of Nintendo, a Nintendo Wii or Wii U title. When it comes to handhelds, I mean, I would rather have an iPod Touch or something like that to play those crappy mini games, but mini games nevertheless. But that's me. I mean, obviously the DS was a very popular system. Pretty much all of Nintendo's handhelds are very popular, with the exception of the Virtual Boy, which I'm sure Nintendo would love to forget, and I'm sure they have. Although a lot of people will try to argue that it wasn't technically a Game Boy, but they did call it Virtual Boy, so take that for what you will. Anyway, when it comes to the overall press conference, like I said, I thought it was very, very well done for the most part. As a Nintendo fan at heart, it was nice to see them make the announcement for the third-party support. Again, obviously, it's going to be up to us, the Nintendo gamers, or people who have the Nintendo system to buy the games. I mean, again, they're not going to bother supporting a system that no one buys games for. Because when you look at stuff like and a lot of people say, there's all the Wii is shovelware when it comes to third parties. That's not really true at all. Because I mean, you had people like Sega and Capcom and EA bringing out games like Dead Space Extraction and Mad World and what are considered M-rated games, and more for us, the core gamer, but we didn't buy it, so it's definitely up to us to buy those games. Then when it comes to the hardware, now I've heard, of course they didn't release the exact specs for the Wii U, although I've heard rumor that it has a modified 4870, which the Radeon 4870. And by the way, I'm watching this video, and I do lots of failing here. You got to realize this is my first time through this level, so it's actually the first time playing this game, obviously. So Yeah, it's quite a few failing. I didn't actually realize that I could eat those plants. I thought that they would actually hurt Yoshi. But obviously that's not the case, as you'll see later on. Anyway, I got off track there. Basically, when it comes to the hardware, again, I heard it was a Radeon 4870. If it is that, I mean, that's a pretty good graphics card. Now, granted, Nintendo's coming out with their console first, so by the time Microsoft and Sony come out with the new Xbox and PlayStation, we're going to be in the same type of situation that the Wii is in now, where it's going to be underpowered compared to the competition. But with that being said, the 4870 is capable, very much capable of playing games in 1080. Now, granted, it's not going to be full-on visuals like what you saw with the Battlefield 3 trailer, but it can do it. I mean, I have a 9800 GTX. I had a 9800 GTX, and it's very similar to the 4850. So the what the Wii will have will actually be better than that. And I mean, I was still able to play quite a few games on 1080 if I lowered some of the settings in that. And there's another fail, as you can see right there. Anyway, as far as the processor is concerned, I don't know what they're going to have, but I'm sure it's going to be a good processor to complement that graphics card in it. But so I can't really comment on that. But then I heard that they're not going to go with Blu-ray. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, considering I heard that they're going to go with a proprietary 25 gigabyte drive. So they will have Blu-ray-like space. Now, the problem with that, and there might not be a problem, I don't know, but Nintendo always seems to like to go for their proprietary disc formats or cartridges, in the case of, like, the N64, for instance. And the problem with that is that they tend to be more expensive compared to, like the Xbox, where you just have your basic DVD, or, the case of the PlayStation, where you have your standard run-of-the-mill Blu-ray disc. So I'm sure Nintendo's already thought of this, and I'm sure they think it's more than acceptable, and it could very well be for them. But we'll have to see if developers get fed up with that type of proprietary-like system, and but who knows, right? So again, that's basically what I thought of the overall press conference. I'm interested to see what kind of what the actual final specs of the system are going to be. Will I buy it? Probably at some point, yes. Will I buy it on launch day? I don't know. I tend to wait for all my consoles about a year or so in to make sure that they're getting the support or the games that I like. And so I think I'm probably going to do that type of thing again with the Wii U. But anyways, that's basically it. So until next time, this is LeBurn98 signing off. And look forward to the next video, which is going to be about third-party games and what I like. So anyways, take care, guys. See you.